Hello everybody, it's the Cursing Seamstress. Today is Monday and I'm going to leave in about an hour to go teach a health class. So I've got a little bit of time. I thought I would stay in character and follow up with coming back to YouTube and showing you some things that I have made. So I guess the first thing I'll start with is a little girl's dress. So I think I've mentioned before that there's a family in my church who has 3 girls, and the 2 little ones are, I think, 3 and 1 maybe. So I had sewn some stuff for, actually most of these things are for the 3-year-old. So I normally, even though this channel is called the Cursing Seamstress, I don't think you've ever heard me curse on this channel. Most of my cursing is done silently, but probably frequently when I'm sewing. I might curse out loud today because this pattern was just hard. And I don't like big 4 patterns, but somehow, you know, when I end up with kids patterns, well, I've bought a lot of kids patterns at thrift stores and things like that. So I got this at a thrift store. I don't remember, but it is a simplicity pattern. And actually this is not the pattern. That's not the pattern. Sorry. This is the pattern here. It is a butterick, and it was designed by the devil himself, I do believe. It's number 5876. It's an older pattern. I don't know the date, but probably it's from the early 2000s. And the version I made was the version right here with these ruffly sleeve things and a gathered kind of over the chest area. The problem with this pattern is some of it's my fault because I cut the front yoke. I used the back piece for the front. So I figured that out when I was trying to put everything together, and ended up being able to just trim the yoke down to the same size as the pattern piece rather than having to unstitch it. So that worked out okay. Dixie's down here at my side. I don't know if you can see her, but she's wanting attention. So that worked out. But as far as the arm facings go and the back facings go, they had you do the, you didn't sew them together first and then slip it on top of the right side of the dress and then stitch around it and then flip it over. They actually had you do it kind of at the end, and you had to put the arm piece, the arm facing on last, and I didn't understand it, so I did it wrong, and I'll just show you what it looks like. It's kind of just hanging there. I think I was only supposed to sew up to a certain place and then flip this under so it would be finished, but I didn't do that. And then you were supposed to flip the facing up and then stitch it all in one piece. Well, I couldn't do that either because the facings didn't line up, so I ended up just matching as best I could the seam for the little sleeve flounce with the other underarm, where they meet, matching that up as best I could and just stitching it down with the facings already flattened down. So it was a mess, and I mean, it came out. I used a sheet or a piece of fabric from a sheet, I think, that I'm sure I got from a thrift store, and it works fine, and I think it'll be okay. I'll show you what the finished product looks like. There is, I think it called for a button, but I did a hook and eye on the back. So this is the back. And I stitched, it didn't tell me to, but I stitched across the bottom of the yoke, across here. And I thought about top stitching around the sleeves, but I think they're okay. They're gonna stay in place. It's a high-low dress. The front is higher than the back. So I think it's okay, but there's an easier way to do this, and I don't know what it is. I just followed step by step, and it's one of those things where you get to the next step and you read it, and you read it again, and you look at the picture and you read it again, and you're like, what are they trying to tell me to do? I don't understand this at all. So that was a problem. But anyway, it's done, and I might look at the pattern and just see if there's a way to simplify everything, maybe use bias binding, something to make this a lot easier. I don't know. I was not having fun. Several times I just thought that I was going to stop and throw it in the trash and move on, but I didn't. So it gave me something to do. The other thing that I sewed, I'm so happy with the pants I'm wearing. I made this top too a long time ago when I was living 2 houses ago, I do believe, the house that my daughter owns now. And this is a Big 4 pattern. It came out pretty nice. It's a checkered blue and green. I don't have a lot of opportunity to wear it. It is November, and actually the temperature was in the 30s this morning, but it's nice outside right now. I may slip a jacket on top of this, but the room that I'm in is really warm, so I wouldn't wear the jacket inside anyway. So the next pattern I'm going to talk to you about, I did a video on, I found this pattern. This is that little girl's pattern. A long time ago, I did a video, and I'm going back probably 6 years, for the Mama Bear Joggers by Patterns for Pirates, and the, I think it was the baby boy. But anyway, it was the boys pattern for the joggers. I made those for my grandson, who was probably about 8 or 9 at the time. He's 15 now. And I made them out of some really cheap, stretchy fabric. He wore them for a photography shoot downtown, and the pictures came out really good, and he looked adorable. But he's a country kind of guy. He doesn't like urban sort of fashions, and that's what these pants kind of look like. And I made a pair for myself. The pants, or the pattern, the fabric that I used was I ordered it offline. It was a very polyester-ish fabric, the kind of fabric, I know you've seen it, where you flip on the inside and it's this polyester sticky stuff that gets little nubs and stuff all in it. I remember as a little girl I had, I think, a house coat made out of that, and a lot of times it's kind of quilted, but anyway, this wasn't quilted. But it was distressed on the outside, so it actually has holes and things and a real distressed look. So when I got done, I knew I wasn't going to wear them anywhere outside, you know, like on a date or on a, you know, church or anything like that. That was not what I could do with because of the fabric. But I liked them, and I sort of relegated them to my pajama drawer and something to put on, you know, when it's chilly outside and I need to, you know, drop something off at the thrift store or take my trash to the dump, which we have to do here in rural North Carolina. But I decided to make them again because I thought that I could dress them up a little bit and make them out of a nicer fabric. So I pulled out of my stash thrifted fabric that is actually not a knit, and this pattern is for a knit. These are actually a stretch woven, but they worked great. And I'm going to stand up and just show you. I'm so happy with them. I'll show you a piece here. I made the large, and so they really look full across this part, but when you get down, they're kind of skinny at the bottom. And they have different versions. Patterns for Pirates is a nice company. So they've got different pockets. They've got the kind of pockets that I made, and then some that are stitched on the outside. You can make this in different lengths. You can do an elastic hem at the bottom. I think they've got a capri length, all kinds of different things. They've got a low waist and a mid waist. I made the mid waist, but I tried to raise it up about 1/2 inch because on the first pants I made, they seemed to go down a little bit too far in the back, especially when I would sit down. But I really can't tell that I raised it up with these. So I'm going to stand up and show you. These look quite dressy, and they match well with this top that I have on. I like the deep pockets in them. I like that they're tighter at the bottom. So they look kind of dressy. They don't look like jogging pants at all. So I'm going to stand up and show you these. I highly recommend them. They're easy sew. The instructions are good. I was looking as I was making them. There are no notches to match up. Just a simple pattern. All right. So these are the pants. These are the pockets here. And they are, you can see my chubby belly here. It's got an elastic. They also have a yoga band option, I think, and they also have an option. I just used a single piece of elastic, but one of the options was for 2 pieces of narrow elastic and a string if you wanted to do that version. But they're just really cute. They fit really well. And like I said, they look like dressy pants to me. So, to be careful not to run over Dixie here. So that's it, and hope you have a great day. Happy Thanksgiving, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.